Hello, my name's Senyn, and I'm graduating this year from Fine Art. So this year, what we did was we created a replica army, and our army is called Senyn Army. And rather than fighting for a particular country, we fight for values that we hold to be worthwhile. So the works individually assess sort of narrow particulars of certain scenarios, and then across the works they form a broader narrative about our sort of base principles, and those are something like the rights and responsibilities of the individual, both the mythological individual as the discussion of what the individual, or how you as an individual or I as an individual ought to take command of our own lives, and how we ought to operate as proud and voluntary members of our own team, and how that can help all of us. But also the political individual, which is something like the relationship between the state and the atomistic component of the state, which is the single person. In terms of people, the work of Lieutenant Commander Jocko Willink, who is a retired Navy SEAL, US Navy, who has his own podcast, Jocko Podcast, where he talks a lot about how to live as an individual, and how to live your life with a focus on living as a leader. His philosophy is very dualistic, so he has his one of his sort of catchphrases, I suppose you could say, is "that being said." So he'll make a proposition and then he'll say, "that being said," there's always another side to everything, and hopefully through this work we're also being dualistic. Also the work of Jordan Peterson, who has inspired a lot of this mythological symbolism, a lot of the Peter Pan references and the biblical references and these sorts of things.
So through these artworks, are you trying to encourage the viewers to do something, or is there a message you're trying to get across? If
people had a takeaway from it, it would be that you should really become an active participant in your own life. You need to decide for yourself what your values are. I can't tell you what you ought to be doing with your life or how you ought to be doing it, but I can tell you that if you are making it an active pursuit to figure that out, it's not going to happen on its own. Yeah, so all of these are totally scratch built. And they're using laser cutters.
Okay.
So you can see they're layered in different directions, and in some places they're etched and then filled, so there's inlay work, so it's cut like a jigsaw and then assembled.
So do you think DJCAD was a good base for your future career?
Oh yeah, tremendous. DJCAD gives you an awful lot of freedom, and that's a double-edged sword. You have ultimate freedom to direct your own study. You can go to any department you want, use any piece of equipment you want, and produce whatever you want. But the other edge of that sword is that if you don't, like I say, take command and be an active participant and have a bit of gumption in pursuing your goals, a bit of aggression is the word that we use, then it's very easy to relax and take days off and take time off and let the fact that you've got 4 years slowly run out.
If there's an advice that you can give to a younger student of DJCAD, what would it be?
Take advantage of the library facilities we've got here. In talking about the freedom that they give you, they won't push you to read nearly as much as I think you ought to. You might not be getting a grade for it, but it'll really pay off if you spend time in the library reading about things that help you contextualize what you're doing, and contextualize your thinking, so that you can speak confidently about your work, so that your ideas can be coherent with reality.